You had a good time the other night with your friends? 10 times better to be in God's presence. You had a good time the other night, playing video games? Hope not, too good. Not even close to being with God. Those needs in our heart are only going to be met in God. That's another huge value of faith. We're still going horizontal. That's what our faith will achieve. We get the full satisfaction of our heart and our souls are only going to be met in God. And everything here is just a shadow. It's just a faint smell of God and how great He is. That's, that's what it's all about. There's nothing on earth we could ever achieve that could be close to it. And that alone, to me, is well worth it. And I would encourage everyone, there's going to be a lot tonight. I'm kind of a person that will kind of back up the dump truck of thoughts and just... So, if you take one thing away, honestly, meditate on how great is God. Honestly, if you could get up and walk out right now, just go and meditate on how great God is, and you'll be okay. You know what I mean? You'll make it. Because that's what it's all about. But looking at the horizontal now, if God really is the greatest thing in the universe, and the greatest gift you can ever offer somebody is telling somebody, showing somebody what God is like. I'll just use one example, love for example. We are selfish. We have relationships, and 90% of what we do in relationships, if not 100%, is taking. I like the way you make me feel. I like the way you make me look. God's love is pure giving. We don't even know what that's like. To go into a relationship and just be like, all I want to do is give to you. You slow me down, you make me look bad, you smell bad, all these things, but I want to be around you. That's God's love. That's just one example. So if we can we are chosen, if you're a Christian in here tonight, you're chosen to be a demonstration of that otherworldly love, of that otherworldly characteristics of God here on this earth. Most people will never have a chance to see anything close to what God's like apart from what God has put in you here. They'll never have a chance to see that. They'll never have a chance. I know for some people, if you think about... Okay, I have one example. If anybody's ever liked a band or a movie and nobody else really liked them, maybe somebody's had that experience in here. Nobody else really liked them. And, sometimes you bring it up and people are like, who are they? Or what's that? Or that sucks? Or whatever. And so you kind of stop bringing it up. And then one day, you meet somebody and they like that band or that movie or that director. And it's just like there's an emotional response. You're like, yes! And you just want to talk to them. And you're just like, I want to give them a hug. It's like, you like that band? That's so amazing. And we can have that effect on people. So I know you guys have experienced it where you haven't talked to somebody who's had faith in God for ages. And you hear them say something about Him. Or anything, you see a characteristic of God that could only be God. That person's got to be a Christian. That girl's got to be a Christian. And it's just like, it's a huge encouragement. It's a huge encouragement. Again, I'm talking horizontal effects of faith now, right? Horizontal. And of course, most of us have had that experience with someone who's not a Christian. You talk about something like, oh, I don't swear, or I'm not going to have sex till I get married, and it's kind of like, you're like this legendary creature, like a unicorn or something, Like, really? Really? And we joke about that, but if you think about it, most people, how can I say this to get it across? Like, most people live in this place. Okay, I'll use girls for an example. Non-Christian girls have been sleeping around, and they think that this is how you love a guy. You have sex with him. That's how you love a guy. And that's the only way to keep them around. And they've dulled their conscience. They know somewhere inside of them that's not right. But the whole time they're like, well, everybody else is doing it. And so if you're a girl and you're waiting for marriage, they're going to be like, what? They'll be totally set back. There's somebody that actually is waiting. So there might be a negative response because they feel guilty, but it doesn't matter because you're bringing that conviction that will lead them to God if it's followed the right way. Apart from that conviction, they would never find Him. See how faith, horizontal effects. Show your faith out there. Show that difference. And people that don't know God are confronted. They come to accept that this is the way things are. People are selfish. World sucks. Just grab what you can. And we are here to demonstrate, no, that's not what it's about. It's about giving. Love is about giving. It's about selflessness. It's about beyond this life. It's not about grabbing what you can. It's about giving what you can. And most people, there's so many people, guys, on this campus who have never seen that in their lives. They never, and some of them, I don't know, maybe they never will. It's an incredibly huge responsibility, and also the highest, most beautiful calling we could have to represent God on this earth. You think it's good to represent Canada in another country? You think it's good to represent this school? Representing the God of the universe. Showing His character here. I like to think of it as the difference between the sun and a star way out in the horizon. For most people, God is a little speck in the sky. No bearing on their life, no significance, has really nothing to do with their life. But we can be that telescope that makes God so big and so huge to people and brings it out from that tiny little corner way back here right into their face, and all of a sudden it goes from being a star way off in the blackness to like a sun, and it starts to give life to their very soul, just the way the sun gives life to this planet. It's an amazing calling, guys. Amazing calling. So, we've touched on the value of faith in God. If I'm moving too fast, just put up your hand. Touched on the value of faith in God, horizontally, vertically. Now, how does this work? What I want to do is I want to talk about, not just to make fun of people, because I'm here too. I want to talk about these categories of students. And I want to talk about what does it look like for those people to move from maybe not so much a faithful life to a life that is showing that faith, is being that ambassador, is claiming God as the biggest thing in their life. So the first category is the grade-driven perfectionists. Okay? There might be one of those in here. There might not. There might be somebody that just goes there sometimes. Okay, like I said, it's not going to be a complete fit. It'll be some combination of these. So the grade-driven perfectionists. Most grade-driven perfectionists, they literally don't even know what they're doing here. You ask them why they want grades so bad. It's, so I can get this scholarship. Why do you want that scholarship so bad? So I can get to this school. Why do you want to get to school so bad? So I can get a good job. Why do you want a job? So I can make money. Why do you want money? So I can retire. Why do you want to retire? I just want to be comfortable. I don't know. It was like, that's what I've always been told. Get a good retirement. Start early. And we've never really seen it through the last day. And as as John Piper would say, it's like, you're going to spend your dying days before you meet the God of the universe collecting shells and playing softball? So sad. Don't waste your life. And so most people, they're so, like, their life is so close to their face that they can't even see what's at the top of the page. You know? And so it's like, what are you going to do when you get there? You're going to be spending all your money on counselors and massage therapists because you're so stressed out from your whole life of, getting good grades. And one of the reasons, it's really clear in a lot of ways where your heart is when you're like that. Because I think grade-driven perfectionists a lot of times can hide behind, I want to do a good job for God. I'm trying to glorify God in my schoolwork. Okay. When's the last time you spent all night praying? Or till 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning? When's the last time you spent all night reading the Bible? Or both, or some combination of them? A year ago, maybe never. When's the last time you pulled an all-nighter? A lot easier to stay up late when the gun's at your back of performance and I got to get good grades. A lot harder to stay up when I just feel, oh man, I'm so in love with God right now, I just want to be talking to Him all night. Okay?